Hello and welcome to a truly remarkable episode of Icons of the UAE. I am Shruti and today we have the privilege of sharing with you an extraordinary journey of a visionary businessman who achieved the seemingly impossible. Meet the founder and president of Thumbay Group, a name that is synonymous with innovation in the UAE. What sets him apart? Well, he set up UAE's first private medical university outside of India 25 years ago. Yes, let that sink in.
When I came to this country, the leadership of this country is brilliant. That's the reason UAE has reached this stage. I'm from a family of business. I'm a third generation. Laid the foundation of the medical school on the 19th of March in 1998. There were many challenges. It was one of its kind in the country. We had to be very innovative. We had no role models. We couldn't copy someone. With good intentions, we jumped into this. We succeeded. We became the busiest hospital in the country. Every business, what I am doing, I want to grow it. I want to multiply the outlets we have and the sections of business. We are the first in the world starting an AI college in healthcare. What we are now, we are the biggest medical university in the entire Gulf.
Mr. Thumbay Moideen, thank you so much, sir, for joining us today.
Welcome. It's my pleasure.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show. You are truly an icon of the UAE.
Thank you
Sir,
very much.
please tell me about your journey from timber to medicine. How did that happen?
I'm from a place called Mangalore and I'm from a family of business. I'm a third generation in the business of timber and real estate.
Okay.
So for 19 years I worked in my father's company, mainly in timber and real estate. So I happened to travel to UAE. I was transiting to Africa.
Okay.
Those days most of the flights didn't go directly, it came through Dubai. So during my visit, I met one of the sheikhs and we started talking about the economy of the country. He asked me, can you think of something which could help the economy of my country? It will have multiple effects on the economy. So I quickly mentioned, it came to my mind and I mentioned, why don't you start a medical school and a hospital? So what happens is that it will have multiple effects on the economy. Everything will flourish and grow around the medical school and hospital. It was just a comment, it was nothing. Within a few days, I got a call from the ruler's court and said, His Highness wants to meet you. So I went and met His Highness. Frankly, they are very humble, simple people. He spoke about me, my background, my family. In the end, he came to the subject you mentioned about a medical school and a hospital. I said, Sheikh, I don't have any knowledge, I'm a businessman. He said, I'm the ruler of the country. If you are interested, I can make it happen. I thought it was a God-sent opportunity for me. I told him, I'm a professional, let me bring some consultants, do a research in this country. He agreed and I brought in 2 consultants quickly and we did a research and found it was a fantastic project. So with this support, with this power, I jumped into the project and laid the foundation of the medical school on the 19th of March in 1998.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was a success from day one. For example, the day we put the foundation, we were in the newspapers and I became a little bit like a celebrity here. And then we had 1,000 people who applied on the first day for the medical school.
That actually brings me to the next question. Like you said, you had a vision, but you didn't have any knowledge. Were there any challenges you faced in the beginning of setting up the university?
There were many challenges. It was one of its kind in the country.
Yeah.
So we had to be very innovative. We had no role models. We couldn't copy someone. We did it on our own. So, but we are very committed, very serious people. So we pursued what we are doing.
Sir, talking about today, one thing is for sure, anybody who's even passing by UAE cannot miss the name Thumbay, especially because of healthcare. So how did you scale? How did you move into the other aspects and branches of medicine?
After we started the medical school and we succeeded, we realized we need our own hospital to train, teach students. So we jumped into a hospital project in Ajman.
Okay.
Ajman had a small population of 350,000 people.
Okay.
With good intentions, we jumped into this, we succeeded. We became the busiest hospital in the country. Imagine, in Ajman, 150 beds, but the busiest in the country.
Wow. So is that your agenda, innovation and constantly trying to strive ahead in a different manner?
I don't know whether it's luck or it's our own effort, but we have been unique, we have been trend-setting, and we have been very, very innovative.
So you left timber business behind, you kind of shut shops in India and then focused only in the UAE. How was that transition for you personally?
We didn't shut shop in India, that's a family business, they continued without me.
For a business to thrive, it's a very important aspect when we talk about team and delegation. What is your view on this? I think I've heard it's safe to say that you have a team which is stuck by you for decades.
I have a very good team, very committed, very like-minded. Seriously, I have been loyal to them and they have been loyal to me also.
So to be a pioneer in your sector, you really need at least a few people to be with you in the beginning of your time. Is there anybody you'd like to name for that?
My first staff when I started this venture was a relative of mine, is my cousin Farhad. He was there throughout my journey. There are other people like Vignesh is there and the Chancellor is there. Around 12 years ago, my son Akbar joined me after doing his masters in Europe and in America in the healthcare segment. So he was a great support to me during my journey.
Fantastic. And today, sitting here at the helm of your business, could you tell us any achievements that you feel like should be shared with the younger lot?
Many people are not aware there is a private medical university in the country owned by an Indian. So we have 6 colleges, like we have a medical, dental, pharmacy, physiotherapy, allied health and management college. We are about to add 2 more colleges, AI in healthcare and 1 more college in the next 1 year. So we are all quite diverse that way. Almost 4,000 plus people were involved in the core team. We have 500 plus doctors working in the hospitals and clinics. Yeah.
That definitely is a very big achievement, sir. I think it's safe to say that in business, if you want to thrive, you have to innovate. We will continue this conversation with Mr. Moideen right here after the break. Welcome back to Icons of the UAE. I am Shruti and today we are in conversation with Mr. Thumbay Moideen. Now in this segment, we are going to explore what is in the future with his son, Mr. Akbar Thumbay. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
So now, sir, how did you get him to join your business?
Our business is a family business, so I wanted my son to join our business and take the legacy forward. So we are in education and healthcare. He was doing his engineering at the American University of Sharjah. He did his masters in healthcare management in a very reputed university in Italy. After he completed his masters and he spent some time in the US getting experience, he came back and joined our healthcare business.
As the future of Thumbay, how your visions align with your father?
Our visions are completely aligned, because as from a young age, my father has always been teaching me that, business means innovation. You need to innovate, you need to be in front of the market compared to where we are today. So we always look at the future, what the community would need in the future, what the society would need in the future, because our business is completely integrated with the community.
As a support, what is your role right now in the business?
Right now, I am there shadowing my father, I would say. I'd like to say that I compliment him. Where he's aggressive, I'm a little conservative. Where, if he misses something, I try to catch those things. So I'm trying to support my father in every way. What better opportunity to learn from one of the icons of UAE?
Absolutely, completely agree with you. So what would you like to add to this? Like he said that wherever you lack, he completes you. What are the places where you lack?
No, I'm a little aggressive. So I get into areas which I never tried before.
Okay.
Like right now, we are building one of the biggest online medical education portal.
Wow.
We expect 100,000 students. So he reminds me, don't overspend, go easy, let it have a natural growth. But I like to grow fast.
Growing up in the shadow of Mr. Thumbay and now, working with him in business, tell me, how is he different in personal life and in the office?
Well, he's almost the same, because most of the time we are always talking about business as work.
Is it?
So even because that's we've grown up as a family business. That's our profession. So we always talk about business, what to do next, what's coming up. So our dinner conversations are mostly, what is next? What are we going to do next? What's the AI college going to have? Which technology is coming up in healthcare? So most of our conversations are around these.
So do you have any future plans which you haven't revealed yet? Would you like to share that with us on the show today?
Future plans, one of the future plans is of course to expand the brand name and the group. Definitely we are not here to stay where we are. We need to grow, we need to expand, and we're looking at the right opportunities for that expansion.
To expand, to grow in this competitive market, you need a fantastic team, and clearly he is a great leader. What are the key qualities you would like to tell us about him as a leader?
As a leader, I've seen him. So, one of the things that he is always taking quick decisions. I'll give you an example. During the COVID time, we were called by the health authorities and said that we are facing a crisis. Can you help us in any way? My father got up and said, my hospital in Dubai is for you. And it was a 2-minute decision, but a lot of impact basically. We had to move out patients who were already there. We were delivering babies over there. We had to move them to other hospitals. But the society needed it at that point of time, and that decision took only 1 or 2 minutes.
So think first and act later. Figure it out how it happens on the way.
Decisions have to be made quickly. We are in that process where we need to make decisions quickly. Yes. Other than that, in general, he's always calm and composed. Whenever, we hear adverse news or a challenge that is ahead of us, some of us, we panic and we think that, now we need to solve this and crisis or whatever it is. But he is very calm and he takes his time when it comes to these crises, and he is able to handle the pressure, not only the pressure, but also come up with very innovative solutions for these issues and crises.
Were you always like this, or this is your 25 years of experience that's made you this way today?
Definitely experience helps, but by nature I have been a they call me the crisis manager of the family.
Wow, that is fantastic. So I would like to ask you, Akbar, like you mentioned that he is very calm. Are you the aggressive one when it comes to taking those hard decisions?
So when he is calm, I'm the conservative one who's trying to make sure that, we covered all the bases. And when he's aggressive, I'm the one who's again telling him, are you sure, we should not be so aggressive on this strategy. So, like I said, I personally feel we complement each other when it comes to the way we do business.
See, when somebody starts something new, there is no competition as such, no comparison as such. For you, there must be some pressure to live up to the expectations, maybe of the family, maybe of the society. How do you deal with that? Do you have any pressure from the family?
Absolutely not. My family has always been saying that, you can do whatever you want, first of all.
But you wanted to get into healthcare.
But I wanted to get into healthcare, yeah. So when I finished, like Dad said, from engineering, I went around the business and I thought that, healthcare is a fantastic space because we touch lives. So that's how I went and pursued my master's and worked abroad and then came back and joined the family. And I still believe that the healthcare today is going to change drastically in the coming few years. The AI College of Healthcare, which Dad has already announced, is going to replicate into healthcare. The next time, you're not going to be speaking to a doctor. You're going to speak to your phone and say, listen, I'm feeling sick. Help me. Doctor phone is going to answer you and tell you this is what you do. And we want to be there when that happens.
Very honestly, I was very fascinated by that AI term that you use, especially now going forward. Everything seems to be AI. Whose idea was it? Was it you or was it Mr. Thumbay?
All these innovative ideas come from Dr. Thumbay.
Now, I have to stress, the AI college was my idea. But I realized after announcing it, we are the first in the world starting an AI college in healthcare.
How do you come up with these ideas? Like, what is the thought process that goes behind thinking of something like this?
I wanted to be different from others. I have a habit of reading a lot. I read every political magazine, film magazine, every magazine possible, even related to business. So somewhere I pick up some ideas. Earlier, this country was young. There were many things we could do here, which was not available. Now it's a competitive market. Everyone is doing. But we focus on our line of business, that is education, medical education, healthcare, and we see what can be introduced in our business.
Such a pleasure to actually see two generations of Thumbay sitting with us today. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Akbar. It was a pleasure to have you here. And right now, we'll just take a quick break and be back on Icons of the UAE. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Icons of the UAE. I am Shruti and today we are in conversation with Mr. Thumbay Moideen. Let's get a little personal with him. Sir, as you mentioned, you are constantly growing. After having so much of success, what keeps you motivated still?
I am from a business family. We are always looking for opportunities. Right now, I feel I have achieved just 25% of what I am dreaming of. So, if I have a long life, inshallah, I will achieve what I am thinking of.
If you may, what is that 75% made up of?
Every business what I am doing, I want to grow it. I want to multiply outlets we have and the sections of business, education, healthcare, hospitality, trading, media. So we want to grow it.
Fantastic. One thing we've understood about you is that you constantly think about business and growing your business. What do you do in free time? Some personal time if you have. What do you do?
My life revolves around my business and my family.
Okay.
So some of the things what you do, I'm a very predictable person. I have my own set of things I do every day. I get up morning, I exercise, I pray and things like that. Apart from that, I read a lot of books, magazines and general knowledge, things which will help me.
So talking about your personal growth, any mentor, any book that has inspired you highly in your early life?
You know, when you grow up in a joint family, you have a lot of role models in the family. From my grandfather, my father, they have some good qualities which we try to acquire from them. When I came to this country, you know, the leadership of this country is brilliant. You know, they are open-minded, unlike any other country. That's the reason UAE has reached this stage, is the leadership. Whole credit goes to them. They opened up the country. They allowed people like us to come and thrive here.
What would you like to advise the newer generation who wants to come to the UAE?
UAE is a very beautiful country. According to me, my family, we feel this is the best country in the world now. But it is competitive now. It's not like the earlier days. When we came, we were monopoly. No one has done medical education. No one has done healthcare. No one had a health club of our size. No one had, most of the things what we did was unique. Now this is competitive, so we'll have to research well what is suitable and what will be feasible before you jump into it.
Now we're going to get a little more personal. I have a few questions which I'm going to ask you very quickly. These are rapid fire questions. Okay, question number 1. Timber or healthcare?
I think healthcare.
Healthcare? Movies or sports?
Movies.
Movies. Which is your favorite movie?
I watch all movies, every language, but Hindi is my most favorite. And,
If you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be?
from India, Indira Gandhi.
Do you have a hidden talent only few people know about?
I am multi-talented that way.
Something that is hidden, which we can reveal today.
Very quite predictable. I don't have anything which I hide.
But you are constantly innovating in business where it
It's
matters.
business, you're talking of personal life here.
Yes. Favorite childhood memory?
Like I said, I spent time in a joint family, so with the cousins and uncles, it was lovely.
One go-to comfort food which you just love eating?
These days, my favorite food is Arabic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any particular dish?
Lebanese, the whole thing, you know, from salads to hummus.
One thing which you have not done yet, which you want to do?
Want to travel a lot.
Okay. So, in the future, we'll see you more in the air.
I wish I can do that. You know, every 2 months, take a break and go.
Lastly, if you want to switch careers for a day, what would you like to do?
I would like to relax at home.
Oh, you like to chill and do nothing.
Do nothing. Exactly.
Sir, you are your own boss. You can do that anytime if you want to.
But I don't like, I enjoy my job. I love my job. That's the reason I'm doing what I'm doing. Yeah.
Absolutely true, sir. So now, like we know that, you are very, very successful in your business. Are there any social causes that you are supporting to give back to the society?
You know, whatever I'm doing, the business I'm doing, medical education, healthcare, is directly related to the community.
Correct.
So I remember one time I went to a leader in this country and he asked me, how's your business? Because we were very unique. There's no single entrepreneur in the country doing medical education, healthcare. So I told him I'm struggling. He said, what do you mean by you're struggling? I said, it's not easy what I'm doing. So he said, you know, whatever you're doing, trust me, God will never let you down. Because we believe what you're doing is almost like charity.
Yeah.
So you're spreading knowledge, you're giving healthcare. Those days, you know, these days it's commercial, it's business-like. But whatever those days I'm doing, it is something very, very unique. I believe what I'm doing is almost like charity. I serve the community, I give education, I spread knowledge, I give healthcare, I give shifa in the Arabic term. So I love it.
Fantastic. Any daily habit that you think sets you apart?
I'm very consistent, whatever I do. Number two, if someone asks me, what would you like to be remembered for? I keep trying. I'm shameless. My success rate is just 5%. That means 95 times I keep trying. So I still keep trying.
So you fail, you get up and you try
I
again.
get up and do. I have no shame at all in these things.
I kind of feel that this is a very big learning for the youngsters. But if there were any tips for anybody who's starting out, young entrepreneurs, what would you like to tell them?
In this country, it's a competitive world, so you have to be very choosy. You have to be do your feasibility well. But you have to, the consistent is the best word for whatever you're doing. You have to keep doing what you're doing. Never give up.
So isn't there a thin line between not giving up and then failing miserably and still getting up and doing it?
We struggle, there are a lot of challenges, but we never give up. And when we keep trying and trying, then Almighty opens some doors for us.
Any big achievement milestones that you would like to share with us as a person? When you look back, you reflect, you feel, I've come a long way. Your achievements are all known, but something for you personally.
What we started was in a small way, but what we are now, like we are the biggest medical university in the entire Gulf. I don't think anyone can repeat this again. It's not easy.
True that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us today. It was a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure being here.
So with that, we have come to the end of this extraordinary episode. I hope you have learned that if you want to succeed in your life, you definitely need innovation at best. Hal Filal, it is time for us to sign off. I'll see you again in the next episode of Icons of the UAE. This is me, Shruti, signing off. You stay inspired and stay iconic.
I overheard you are from Bangalore, and there is something special about Bangalore and medicine and medical universities and colleges. Dr. Pai many years ago built the whole Manipal group, and you've done the same here quite remarkably in the Gulf. Is there something in that hawa of Bangalore that brought you to Dubai that makes people from Bangalore so passionate about health and education?
Good evening. My background is, I'm a timber merchant and used to be a real estate developer. So I have no experience in academics nor in healthcare. Thanks to Almighty, thanks to the government, the sheikhs of this country who encouraged me, thanks to the team who helped me during my initial stage, we got into this business of education, healthcare, research and retail. Today, we are the biggest medical university in the entire Gulf, private, the biggest. We are the biggest chain of academic hospitals in UAE, I think in the entire Gulf. We have the biggest laboratory, one of the biggest chain of pharmacies, health clubs. We have many businesses. Thanks to God, my team. So from a timber merchant, I have graduated into academics and healthcare. But I am very ambitious. I want to grow my business at least 5 times more, if possible, in the near future. Thank you.